Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking Sporadically, episode 77 on the dot.
Double sevens. It's a good day.
Double sevens.
It's a good night.
It's lucky.
Actually.
It's pretty nice. 700 more episodes, and we hit the jackpot.
That will be sick.
That will
Let me
be
guess,
sick.
you have a lot of those. 111 will be cool.
Well, 777 is like the big Vegas number,
That's
you know?
right.
That's
right.
like the jackpot.
Like,
baby.
yeah, the big jackpot number.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's fresh in my head because I just watched Ocean's 13 recently. You know the Ocean's franchise?
I've heard of it, but I haven't. I don't
Really?
know
Bunch
like
of heist
anything
stuff, right?
about it.
Yeah, it's like big heist movies, and they heist these
Right.
banks and casinos. There's Ocean's 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah.
There was a big actor that I saw was in one, but it like surprised me, but I can't think of who it is right now.
Yeah.
It wasn't like. No, was it Brad Pitt?
Yeah, Brad Pitt's in
Oh,
all
Brad.
of them.
Oh, he was in all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were like big blockbuster movies, but I didn't think like they had like big name actors in it.
No, there's
I was
pretty
wrong.
big name actors in it, but don't get confused because Ocean's 11's the first, but there's so much backstory that's already occurred that you have to like pick up throughout the movie because he literally gets released from jail, and then it starts with him getting his old crew back together, and you're like, is this the second movie? Like, did they already do a heist and he got caught or something? But no, it's the first one. It's just how it rolls, and pretty much every movie does the same thing. He gets the crew back together, they plan a heist, and they do it. And it's awesome every time.
Do they get like arrested every time or like in trouble or caught or?
So they got out the first time, right? But the guy knew so the owner of the casino knew he robbed him, but they kind of exposed the owner in a way that he couldn't expose them, or they would both get in legal trouble. They're
Mhm.
both doing shady things, obviously. And so then he's like, pretty much like black market stuff. He's like, repay me or I'll kill you. So the second movie, they have to do a robbery to get the money back to pay him. Then the third movie, they work together with him to rob a rival casino.
That's funny.
Yeah. But the one way they rob this casino is they spend weeks rigging, on the third movie, they spend weeks rigging machines so that everyone wins.
Oh,
And then they do something to cut the power. So everyone wins, but they needed a way for people to cash out. So they get a boring machine to simulate an earthquake in the casino. So everyone takes their millions of dollars in winning and cashes out. And they said he lost like $500 million in 30 minutes or something, the casino owner.
Pretty dope.
That's pretty dope.
I saw something about casinos recently that kind of surprised me because I always heard about the term like counting cards and stuff like that. And I know there's like a documentary or like an actual I guess like movie or something, probably multiple, based on card counting itself. That's like based on a true story, and like kids like got in trouble for it. But then I heard really recently that like casinos just want you to think it's illegal, even though it's not.
Yeah, it's not illegal.
Because when you think about it, and I just learned this, and you probably have a lot more to say on it, but like if you think about it, in no other game in the history of the world was thinking too much about, information that in the game that everyone has access to is considered cheating.
Yeah.
Because all it is using your information about cards, and if you practice enough, or you can really just memorize it too, and you'll know probabilities and stuff like that. But it really does give you such a huge edge. Dana White is a guy, a real guy. Have you heard about him?
Mm-hmm.
Dana White is a real guy that he does wrestling, right?
He
Mixed martial
owns
arts.
the
He owns-
UFC. I think.
Oh.
UFC.
Or
Danny.
Or UCF.
It's Danny
Oh, it's
White.
UCF.
UFC.
No, it's
the UFC.
It's Dana.
Oh, yeah,
It's
Dana
Dana
White.
White.
Yeah, he owns
UFC.
UFC. I know him. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
he's
so-
gotten kicked out of multiple casinos.
Yeah, he's gotten kicked out.
Yeah.
Well, as far as I know, he's gotten kicked out of 3 and kicked out of one of those 3 twice because he's just so good at gambling, and that's part of it.
But you know what he does?
I didn't get into that.
So he owns the UFC, right? He'll get kicked. Like he got kicked out of the MGM.
He pulls events out
He
of him when they
pulled,
kick.
he pulled the UFC event next week out of it. He had full right to do it, moved it to a rival
Yeah.
casino.
Which, if I was a casino, that's a terrible predicament to be in because, like, we do like you and you bring a lot of attention to us, especially with the events. But also, he's this good, like, you pull out more money than your event would pull in.
Yeah.
But if you keep doing it, then we're just going to be at a loss. And if we cut you now, we're going to be at a huge loss because you won. We didn't get that money back. And we're losing all of that, PR and all that event money that would rake in. So
Yeah.
like that's just a bad. I
mean,
feel bad for the casino,
they
but
could play
also they're casinos. So what are you gonna do?
They could play it right and just limit the amount of time he can play.
True.
or do
Yeah,
things
like
that.
I know, like the one that he was talking about in the video I watched. He's like, yeah, the head of the I don't know if she was called a CEO or just like the head of the casino, like the director or whatever.
It's probably
She's
like the floor manager. Probably it could have been a possibility that the floor manager has full jurisdiction of kicking people out they suspect of card counting,
Mhm.
and she could have just not known who Dana was.
Well, he
And-
said in the one that I watched
Dude.
that he received walking papers, like not physical. I'm sure it was over the internet, but like he got a call from the head of the casino though. In the one that I saw, I'm sure he just gets kicked out by the floor manager. After so many winnings, but where was I going? But yeah, no, she said like this is the head of one of the last casino to date that I know of that he got kicked out of. Is like they try to make it like as nice as possible. Like we love you to come, like stay and like hang out and like do events. Obviously, they're trying to save face and save some money by like keeping the events. It's like hang out, but we don't want you to play anymore.
Yeah.
It's like that's ridiculous.
Ocean's 13 has a quote about all of that. They say the casino will always win unless you change the stakes when the odds are at your best. That's how card counting works. You pretty much bet more when you have a higher chance of winning because the shoe, I think they call it the shoe that they pull the cards from. If you counted that there's statistically more aces and 10 cards left in the deck, you can bet more because you have a higher chance of getting blackjack.
Right,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, no other games though really in casinos do you have like a better chance in anything.
Yeah, no. I think the one with the worst chance. Well, I don't know too many casino games like slot machines, all that. I have no
Yeah.
idea how they function. I don't know how the machines work. I know it should be random, but I have no idea. I do know that roulette is like the worst one to play.
Really?
Yeah, because what roulette is you have a big wheel, and then you have numbers on the outside of the wheel, and then you also have colors.
Well,
And then some other ones have different aspects of it, but those are the two base ones. And then you have one marble, and then they just spin it randomly from the center.
well,
It
there's
just rotates.
there's a lot of different ways to play roulette. You can bet on single numbers.
Yeah.
You can bet on colors, evens or odds.
Yeah.
And then the table's a grid, so you can bet lines
And
or
you can
rows.
you can
Yeah.
split. You can do fours.
You can do
You can do
fours.
fours.
So
There's a
So
lot of
well, they
ways
give
to
yeah.
do
So
it.
they give you higher probabilities to do that, but also it's higher risk, higher reward.
Right.
You
For
know what
each
I mean?
one,
Yeah.
it pays out.
And
Like
so
if you
it's-
bet on a single number,
It's
and
still.
you
I
hit-
mean, if I was to go to a casino, that would be the one I would sit at, and I would just play it safe the whole night because I don't like gambling too much unless it's something that I'm like confident and knowledgeable in. Something that like me knowing things I have control over, and I just as of right now I don't know anything about like card or like deck counting or anything like that. So I would definitely sit at roulette and I just play like corners. I'd play it safe, try to go up, but yeah, no, I mean like I know in Paris there's actually a movie like about it made ages ago, but like in Paris it was horrible. Like it was almost like an epidemic. People would go to like strictly like roulette casinos, and they would lose so much money.
yeah.
So
I
much
see
money. But
roulette
in a
as-
day, if you walk in with $2 or whatever francs, 2 francs, which is the French currency, if you walk in with 2 francs, you could leave with enough money to like buy a nice house up front, like a nice car back in the day, and like just like invest enough that you don't have to do anything else with the rest of your life. But it was such a struggle that like even if people like were like went up and like won and like got all that money, they would just be back the next day. It was that bad.
Yeah. I know roulette seems like a really social game because you're all around the table.
Mm.
Someone
It-
makes a
yeah.
big bet, you're hyping that person up. So
Yeah.
and that's nice because a lot of times, like that's probably the only game where like you all kind of hope on the same thing. The biggest mainstream game because
Yeah,
blackjack, you all play your own hands.
You're not.
yeah.
poker's whatever. But like if multiple people bet on red, everyone's like, "Come on, red!"
Yeah,
and
you're not
everyone's cheering each other
necessarily
on.
rooting against people. You're just rooting for yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of times
You
like
know?
there's multiple people that bet on the same thing. You're basically all rooting for each other.
Mhm. And yeah, especially because if 2 people win the same thing, if my understanding of roulette is correct, if I bet on 13 black and it lands on 13 black and someone else bets the same thing, we don't have to split the winnings.
No.
yeah,
we
each,
get
each
what
person gets paid out.
we get the proportion that we put into it.
Right.
Once it's boosted.
But
So
I feel like if
roulette's
I
a
would,
pretty friendly one too.
yeah, I feel like if I would play a game, it's roulette because it's also like the only game where like you could basically get a 50-50 chance. I know it's technically not 50 because you have 2 zeros, the
Oh,
greens,
man.
so it's probably 49%
Well,
of
some-
each side, and then 1%.
Some
green.
some
So
tables
it's like-
force you to pick. Like you don't have to pick like color, number, and whatever, but they make you pick at least like a number because it goes up to what, like 23, 24.
No, you can. I'm pretty
26.
sure you can put whatever you want on with roulette.
No, I know some tables force you to pick at least a number instead of like
I doubt
black or white.
I doubt it. There shouldn't be any reason to because
Because
with the payout ratios,
there's
it
minimum.
should be the
there's-
same.
I guess there's minimum bids.
Yeah.
Yeah, minimum bids, but you can still put your minimum bids on
All
on your
black
closest
or
to
whatever,
50-50s.
You could do it 12. Yeah, there's a lot because they have it in GTA. And GTA, they recently added a casino. And it's like it's pretty realistic. Like you go in, you can bet on the first, because I think there's 36 numbers and
Oh,
there's
yeah.
2
36 of
zeros.
them.
So you first 12, second 12, third 12, evens, odds.
I saw some guy
the
talking about it.
first
He said you can
12,
put
second, so-
if you put like one unit on 29 of the numbers, as long as it doesn't hit your other 7, your losers, then you win. You'll profit.
Because if you hit a single number, I know like the multiplier is probably like it's probably 36.
Yeah, I
times
think it's 36 to 1 odds.
That
So say you
makes
put
sense.
one $1 in, you'll get $36 in return.
If it hits that.
Can you do
one.
that? I know you can do squares. I know you can do rows, but can you just like throw?
I think you can throw on a single number.
Can you just do like, yeah, I'm gonna do 5 rows, or 4 rows, or whatever.
Yeah, you could, but like
or
I
just do a
said,
bunch of squares.
if you do everything, you'll statistically
yeah,
you'll
no,
still
yeah,
lose
not
money.
everything, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
Do like 4 rows will get you. No, I guess 4 squares will get you 16. So bump that up by whatever number you need. They get like 27,
Yeah,
26.
it's like you could cover the whole board to like guarantee the win,
Mhm.
but it's like if you're sports betting, you put an individual bet on each team to win, you're not going to profit.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. You probably break pretty close to even, I would assume.
probably a little bit below even.
Probably a little under.
Yeah.
So the casino can statistically make money.
Yeah.
But back to the slot machine games, I saw this Mark Rober out, if you know him on YouTube,
Mhm.
big scientist. He did a big test about, it's a little different. He did arcade games where you put in tickets and you win tickets, and those literally have a set. The owner can set how many times the player wins. Like they are as rigged as you can make it.
Oh, it's
you
just
can literally
on
program it.
It's
'cause-
just on like a gear cycle where like every 30-second tooth that ticks. It's
Yes.
like jackpot.
It's either
Oh.
it's either like a half second, it'll like make your thing a half second later, half second early. Like he had a robot that could push a button to the .000 like 0 exact, and like he made this robot to press the button exactly when he was supposed to win, but he only won it 1 out of like 20 times, and then he
Wow.
read the user manual. And it said you could program it, and I think he was able to even talk to the owners, and he somehow found out that they programmed it to win like 1 out of 20. So like, not all of them, like the skee ball obviously is pure
Yeah.
skill and stuff like that, but a lot of those where you
I don't know.
could
I've seen
possibly
some-
make the timing off, it probably
I've seen
is-
some
it's
snotty
probably is
kids
rigged.
at like, oh, what's that place? What's like a Chuck E. Cheese or whatever?
Mhm.
Like just like climb the skee ball
Oh yeah,
path.
and they
Just
just
like
stand up there, just
Yeah.
or like dudes with long arms playing basketball, just like put the ball in and out, like trigger
Well,
the sensor a bunch.
Another strat is, I think Mark Rober made the same video, but he was talking about best strategies to win. He would say,
Yeah.
get a few of your friends and buy like all 4 of like, because it's like a ticket. So we'll say it's a ticket to put in, and then on average you'll make like 3 tickets back, because most of them they make profit. You buy all 4 skee ball lanes, you grab all the balls and bring them to one,
one,
with
go
your
ham.
friends, and you
Mhm.
all go ham on that one, because it's probably like thresholds, you know. Like you reach this limit, you get 10 tickets.
Oh, yeah,
If you go up
for
the
sure.
same amount, you get 30 tickets. You
Yeah.
know, like a snowball effect. Because the hires
ev-
are hard to
yeah,
get.
every like eighth ball every eighth ball you score is going to be like an added 10%. or,
Right.
like,
You
whatever
know.
number.
So like you're supposed to all just go ham on that one thing, and statistically you'll make a whole bunch of your tickets back to pay for the other
That's so smart.
lanes and make still a bigger profit. So I'm
Yeah.
like, and he also said the same thing with basketball, and he had another strat
The only
about
place
like
that really
speeding up
has
the
something like
basketball
that I
ones.
can think about is Dave and Buster's.
Have you heard of
Don't
the
they have
Dave and Buster conspiracy?
I've never been to Dave and Buster's. I
Oh,
don't
I'm
think.
there's
looking it
not
up
one
right now.
local.
Yeah.
But that's the only place I can think of right now that's still really open, except for like
Yeah.
a Scene 75.
That closest one got ripped by the tornado.
It's open though.
I knew they
Yeah.
were redoing it. I didn't know if it was open.
It's open, but it's not the same. Like I'm pretty sure half of it's a banquet hall now.
Mm.
So they probably still make money off these events, but I doubt that as many people go for Scene 75. It was
Yeah.
fun when we first went
Yeah.
though.
Arcades are a dying breed in general.
Yeah, really.
Like just places like those,
Yeah.
like in I guess like just games, like even Scene 75s. Like
Yeah,
again,
Scene
that's like
75
there's only like maybe 2 in Ohio.
I don't even think
or
they have like a
something.
ticket
Probably
prize
more,
system
but-
anymore though.
Yeah, I
I
don't
haven't been
know.
to Scene 75 in a long since we went.
Yeah,
That's
since
a
we
long
went.
time.
I don't know if there's a prize system. It might just be like you pay for tickets and then it costs certain
And then
tickets
you
to
get
do
to play the
these things.
games.
Right.
Because those are, I mean, well, I can't really remember much of Scene 75.
Scene 75.
I know we did
had
like
the
laser tag and go kart,
go-karts,
but I don't remember anything
the
else.
simulation machine.
Oh yeah,
That was pretty.
they had
fun.
big stuff. I remember that.
They had like a huge Flappy Bird wall. Like it was probably the wall. It's probably the size of one of these cabin walls.
like a projector game or virtual.
It was a big
or-
TV
Oh,
screen.
okay.
And then you tap the screen and you play Flappy Bird, but you're like looking at it. It's just massive.
Yeah. They had one of those like cool X-ray ones too. Well, it wasn't a real X-ray, but it like captured your body and then it just like put like a basic skeleton your size on it, and you could like move and it would look cool. Here's what I was talking about with like the Dave and Buster conspiracy. So the guys who started up Barnes and Noble, their names were Dave Barnes and Buster Noble. So there's
bookstore.
people, yeah, the bookstore. So now there's like a thing going on like secretly, or maybe even not so secretly. I just haven't looked into it, and this is not my idea. But like people are like, maybe they just did both. Like, not enough PR, not enough cash in the book service. Let's go into something that people really want. And I said, Dave and Buster's. And then someone put a comment. I'm looking on this. Is this like a Twitter thing where they do that?
I'm pretty sure it's Reddit.
Oh, is that Reddit? Oh, it must be like the computer. But someone else said, Dave, Mike, Benjamin, Barnes, and Buster, Ike, Jerry Noble. But I can't see how Mike.
and Knights too.
Mike and
That's
Ike.
a little far. That's a little
But
far.
I can't see how Mike is an abbreviation of Benjamin,
Yeah,
and
'cause-
Ike is an abbreviation of Jerry.
Yeah.
It's probably
So I
not
don't know.
Mike and Ike's because.
Oh wait, what about Ben and Jerry?
Ben and Jerry's.
Benjamin and Jerry. Ben and Jerry's.
Dude, there could be so much.
Is
They
it
probably
ice
just have
cream,
common
right?
names.
Ice cream,
Yeah.
books. Oh, okay, come on.
Because like I know
but
the Mike
Dave,
and Ike's.
Benjamin Barnes, and Buster Jerry Noble. Maybe these guys are just pure capitalists. Just be like, yep, let's just. And those are all three of those things are like names, name and name.
Yeah.
You know how weird that is? Ben and Jerry, Dave and Buster, Barnes and Noble,
Mike and Ike.
and like, well, I don't know where the Mike and Ike came from.
Well, that's their middle names, right?
No. It was Benjamin and Jerry. That's why I came up with Ben and Jerry. That's not listed here. Look, it says Dave, Mike, Benjamin, Barnes, and Buster.
Mike and Ike.
Bro, but you see how the Mike and Ike are in abbreviations? So like it's like an abbreviation of Ben and Jerry.
So they're trying
So-
to say like when people say Dick, it's Richard.
yeah,
It's
but
like
I'm saying
one of those weird
scratch
abbreviations.
those. Ben and Jerry is much more likely.
Yeah.
I wish I would have seen this on Reddit or whatever,
So because it's
so I
probably
could have added that. That is suspicious.
it's probably not Mike and Ike. Because you guys remember when Mike and Ike had like a fallout, and then Ike went out of it.
Oh,
and
that was PR. That was a stunt.
was that?
That was definitely a
Well,
stunt.
I feel like that's a lot of work to
that's
go
stuff that, like-
through for something that wouldn't really boost. You know, like I don't know how.
Oh,
that
it
would
definitely
make
did
people
because they
buy it
said they were
more.
going to go out of business, and then they're like, "Psych, never
I
mind."
don't think anyone thought that. It's just like Ike was leaving it, and then they crossed out Ike on the Mike and Ike, so it's just Mike's or whatever.
It's the same as left and right Twister, or not Twisters.
You know, that's kind of true.
Twix, I think.
Just to make it more funny, more
we could find out. I'm
relatable. I mean, it probably actually. I wouldn't
I
be
gonna have to check
surprised
the
if
time on
Ike
that?
actually was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Am I gonna have to check the?
But he's
time on
back
it?
now.
Well, if he left, oh nice. If he left, why would they take the name out? Think about it.
Well, because I mean, he didn't own it anymore. He wanted out. It's not his company, you know.
They didn't
'Cause,
change, they didn't
especially-
change Tom and Jerry's.
Yeah.
Well, again, they might have not gone out on like good terms, you know. Like if he says like he got mad and like he wanted out and
Yeah.
you know, then it's like I don't want your name on this company. I don't want you getting, you know, this isn't yours anymore. You know.
I feel like it'd still be a big PR thing. Like people would just like go out and buy it.
it could be, but
Mike and Ike's are one of those things. Like, have you ever heard of hot tamales?
yeah.
Like, I forgot those existed until I saw them one day in a commercial. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go get some. I didn't.
Do people
That's what I
actually,
thought in my
eat
head.
those? Like as a
Dude, they're good. I like
Yes,
cinnamon. I like
my
cinnamon
grandpa
candy.
does.
And like
And those and Red Hats.
I like them for like
Red Hots. Are those like the same kind of deal?
yeah.
I know there's like a atomic bomb cinnamon like hard candy. It's like a jawbreaker, but cinnamon flavored. It's so good.
What he does is he'll take big old jars of peanuts, take like 3 handfuls of peanuts out, and then dump in a container of Red Hots, and he'll mix them all together. So it's like a handful of Red Hots and peanuts.
That sounds good.
We could go into his office and probably get a jug out right now.
Have you ever had peanuts and Is it peanuts and Coke? Have you heard of that? It's like it must be a Southern thing.
I feel like those peanuts would get stuck in your nose with the Coke.
Thank you for a clip. That's gonna be easy. That was awesome. But no, apparently it must be like a Southern thing. Like old people will just put peanuts in Coke, and it's like this is the best snack in the world.
It's like,
it
like
might be
waffles and fried chicken.
Weird.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's two solids like mixed together. Like, do you
Oh,
drop the peanuts and Coke and drink
yeah.
the
What they
Coke?
do is get what's the peanut company? Mr. Peanut. Is it called Mr. Peanut?
Yeah, or like Planters peanuts.
Planters Peanut. Oh, there's a bag somewhere up there. But they just buy like one of those like snack size things at like a grocery store, and then buy one normal. Is it 1 liter bottle of? I think it's 1 liter.
No, throwaway is a half a liter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Half liter of Coke. Take it off. Take 1 sip of the Coke. Make some space. Dump it in. Close it. Shake it up, and then drink it. And every now and then you get a little peanut.
Ew,
I don't know about
that. Sounds
that.
disgusting.
It is. I'm gonna look it up. Make sure I'm not.
No.
I didn't dream this. I could.
That's like when you pulled pranks on your friends and you put like Skittles in their
Yeah.
water or whatever. And it
Don't
would
get me started on that. It's
be all
delicious. No, I'm
gross.
just kidding. Yeah, Coca-Cola and peanuts.
Anything. Like
I could see
solid
how it would be
liquid.
like a common meal, like grilled cheese and chocolate milk, or like cookies and milk, where like you eat peanuts and you drink Coke with it, and like just the aftertaste, it complements each other real nice. But like you put it in, that's weird.
You're right. It was Planters peanuts. I'm trying to figure out why they did it. Okay. Quite literally, the smell was not the most appetizing. These people like made it and like
The
decided
smell
to try
was
it.
not the most appetizing.
Oh, stop! You don't put your
Smell.
nose up
Smell is
to your
taste,
bottle
bro.
of Coke.
Smell is taste. Taste is smell.
Plug your nose.
Then you won't taste it.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is. You know. Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa, whoa!
that
Hold
is
on.
true. That is
Hold on,
true.
hold on.
No,
That's-
it's no.
you know
you'll
that's
still
true.
taste it.
No, you
No, you
won't.
don't. If you plug your nose, you can't taste
You
something.
can taste.
Yeah, you can still taste a little bit.
Nah,
No, bro.
that's cap, dog.
Get it red hot. We need to get it red hot. You never done
Give
this
me-
with your
Give me something. We have something.
We got warheads.
Oh, I'm gonna put this warhead in my mouth, and if I can taste
Well,
any bit,
sour is
not the
different.
sour,
'cause
not the
sour
sour.
is
You'll
acid.
feel the sensation, but you won't taste the
we
flavor.
have Planters peanuts right over there somewhere.
I mean, those aren't really tasted.
We need to get red hots. Red hots are the best.
Yeah.
Because remember, did you do that in history class in like
No, I did it at.
7th, 8th grade?
It's gonna fizz. It's gonna fizz, but
Yeah, do it.
this has a distinct flavor. Okay.
Just don't think about the flavor either, because if you think about it, you'll think you taste
It's
it.
flavorless, isn't it? And then right.
it's less. It's less, but I can definitely
No,
tell.
it's
I guess I
flavorless.
know what it tastes like though.
Yeah, that's
is
where
there
you
some-
get in that little bit.
Is there something in that bag that I can try and like just don't tell
Oh,
me
yeah,
what it
yeah.
don't tell me what it is.
Yeah, close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Don't tell me what it is, and I'll try to guess what it is.
Well, we need to actually get a red hot, because this is what I did. My history class teacher in 7th or 8th grade, because he's the same. It was both years the same guy. He had red hot, so we were talking about it, and he brought it in, and we all like plugged our nose and we put him in. You could not taste the heat, and as soon as you
Yeah.
took your fingers off your nose, you could feel that red hotness.
I learned
They
in.
said-
I was at Coastside. You know what? Like Boomshoft. Coast Boneside Boonshoft.
Kosai. Are you
I
talking
know-
about the sciencey place?
Yeah, it's like the big sciencey
I can't
museum.
remember. It's been ages.
But there's another one that's closer in Dayton. I think it's called
I understand what you're talking
Boomshoft
about.
or something. If I would see the name, I would click. But I went to Coastside with my uncle, and there was a little display. The guy had Starburst, and he's like, "Yo, kid, plug your nose and eat this." I'm like, "It just tastes like I'm chewing on like leather." And he's
Yeah.
like, "Unplug your nose." I'm like, "Bro, this is a pink Starburst." I'm like, "That's sick." All right, close your eyes.
I'm ready.
Plug your
Also,
nose.
it said it was originally invented because just put it in my head.
You might feel the shape.
No,
Yeah.
I'm putting it right into his
Alright,
mouth.
that's
though.
fine.
Okay. They said it was
Don't
the
think
Coke
when you-
and
yeah.
Well,
the
yeah,
Coke and
these
peanuts
these come in different flavors too, though. So
That's
yeah,
true.
I'm gonna have to try to guess. They said the Coke and peanuts was invented to or for work manual labor workers, so they didn't have to wash their hands.
what flavor is it? Do you know? Now try to unplug your nose and guess what flavor it is.
I'll guess first.
Unless you have a good guess.
Give him a second one right away with his nose, so he can unplug his nose and you can taste the difference.
Well, I
bro.
figured it would still be in his mouth, but yeah, it'll be hitting different. It'll be hitting different right with the new one.
All right, is it cherry?
All right, now unplug your nose. Keep your eyes closed, but unplug your nose. Now swallow that one.
I did.
Okay, now see if you can get it.
Now see if it's a little bit stronger flavor. Mind blown.
This is bad. What the heck is it? Is
And it wasn't bad before.
Is it strawberry?
Watermelon.
Who knows?
Wow, that's hard. That's hard to get.
Yeah,
Watermelon's
but
flavor.
Hey, I got the color fruit.
For me though, it's strong.
No, and like we said before, like the reason you probably do taste a little is probably because like you know what it tastes like. You know, it's just your mind.
Well, yeah, because I could
know.
tell what it is when I put it in my mouth.
I
Like,
could feel the flavor of it go like into my nose, and then I can smell it.
I
so I'm
actually
confused. I can't smell it outwardly right now, but am I like smelling it the other way?
I'm not sure it works.
Because
It might just all be connected to like your brain or something. I'm not
it's
sure.
probably, I mean, it's a sensory system, so it probably goes to the same part of the brain.
You want to try it, Devin?
Yeah.
But
Just to make sure your body's still working.
there's got to be still some like part, like small percentage of taste that comes just from the taste buds. Because maybe I don't know. Maybe the nose is just so dominant.
See, for me, if my nose will get clogged really bad on some winter day, I can't taste anything.
Really?
Like it's like I lost my sense of taste. Anything I eat will just feel like I'm chewing on.
like just right there, I could taste a little bit.
You gotta be careful.
I'm done. I could taste a little bit of it. That's just because I think I knew what to expect.
Mhm.
And like, obviously, that's not an airtight seal
Yeah.
when you pinch your nose and you may get some air through your mouth or whatever. But as soon as I let off my nose, it's like a wave, just like
Yeah,
a boom,
I could feel it
That's
literally go
crazy.
through my mouth
yes, I
up
could
and
feel
into
it
my nose.
spread
That
my
is
mouth and just
crazy.
feel a wave of flavor. It was cool.
Yeah, try it at home.
Yeah, you should actually.
That's why
try it.
like whenever it says you have to eat something bad, plug your nose.
Right.
Like there was
Yeah.
times when I was really trying to gain weight for football and I was chugging my protein shake in the morning. I would start like kind of like gagging because I was getting so full and
Yeah,
it
it's
was
thick.
it
It's
was
just not
thick.
the
It didn't
best.
taste good. Plug my nose down that thing. I would have to hold my nose for like another 30 seconds. Wash it down with some water so there wasn't too much flavor into my mouth, and then finally unplug.
That's what I do with pre-workout. I actually don't do that pre-workout. I'm going to try it next time.
Yeah.
What I do now is I just put like 10 milliliters in it. Milliliters?
That's
Ounces.
not-
10 ounces.
I'll say 10
that's-
milliliters is really
yeah,
little.
that's not
Put
very
10
much.
ounces in it, put a full scoop in there, and I just open my throat and just force it down. And then I just I chase it with a bunch more water.
Yeah.
It tastes so bad.
Yeah. Try it at home and comment down below what your thoughts.
That's
on
wild.
it.
So do you think there's definitely a memory part with it too? Because like we said, like I know what those were, so I had some kind of taste in my mouth. Now normally I get peach, but I knew enough for like the slightest bit of taste to know it wasn't peach.
Mhm.
I guess cherry. But like with this, when I first did it, like I had it so recently that like even when I plugged my nose, I definitely could tell I couldn't tell it was caramel, but I could definitely tell there was apple, and it's a caramel apple flavored drink. So there's got to be some sort of.
I feel like if
memory
I would do it
associated
with that,
it.
I wouldn't be able to taste it at all.
Try it.
It's like
Oh, you don't like this one?
I mean, if I'm doing it with my nose closed, it'll be fine.
Try it.
But yeah, if you want to try it at home, I recommend like tamales, and I actually kind of want to go get some during the break because those you know how
Sure.
they actually have
Why not?
the heat and like cinnamon.
I feel like an energy drink is.
So weird.
Nah.
This is cool, by the way. It's Witch's Brew energy drink.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very aesthetic for the time of season.
Yeah. Like literally, I swished that around in my mouth, could not taste a thing, swallowed it all the way down. And then when I unplugged my nose, I could
little
taste it.
aftertaste.
I could
The
taste it
aroma,
just from
just,
the residue, like left over in there.
That is so bonkers, dude.
But and like so like it probably works with like I wonder if it works for hot things because like tamales, like I said, like it's just no hot. You take it off, the flavor is just kind of the same, but then you actually feel. I remember sitting in class that
Yeah, I
one
would
day,
wonder.
and it was insane when I took my nose off and I felt that heat cinnamon. And I was like,
Well, maybe it's
whoa.
because it's cinnamon. Because cinnamon you typically like kind of boosts that. But like
Yeah.
hot, like if you bit into a pepper, I feel like you feel it because it's actual
acid,
that
right?
does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that cinnamon. There's just so much cinnamon that it
Those were the
gives that
best things.
sensation.
Learning things like that as a kid, like when you discovered
That's
something
wild.
the first time as a kid, it just blew your mind.
We're gonna be out of time soon, but have you ever done that thing in like like an elementary cafeteria, just like in your own world? There's like so much noise around you, people talking. You just like do this.
Yeah, and then you.
Yes, and it's
That is so fun. So I saw a TikTok of it the other day. That's what reminded me of it.
I remember when
Like,
I first-
I hadn't thought about that since I did it.
Yeah.
It is like new memory.
I remember when I
unlocked.
first learned about evaporation. My kindergarten teacher left a jar with water in it, and then like just left it there. And then like 2 weeks later, she like looked, see how the jar's half empty. I'm like, yeah, because you unscrewed it and dumped it out. Like, what do you think I am, a tin hammer?
I'm not an
And
idiot.
she's like, no, it magically disappeared from the water cycle. I'm like, yeah,
That's
I'm-
cat.
Nice
I'm
try.
sure it did.
Nice try.
No, it actually did.
Yeah, we'll have to end it before we get cut off.
See you guys after the break.
to Trey, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Fit.
You're good.
We're good, bro. It's gonna fit.
You're good. You got it in. It has to fit back out.
I know.
There's so much space. It's gonna go.
It's the cushion. It's the cushion. It's a bad. It's a
Just
bad.
try it. Let's just slide it out.
Oh.
This. There we go.
Hey, look at this shit.
Now you're gonna have to.
Look at this shit.
Luke's
You're
gonna
gonna
have to turn that way.
This way?
Pull it to your left.
My left.
As
We still gotta get those big legs out.
Wait, not yet. Not yet. Keep going.
I'm going. Are you going?
Watch your hands.
All right. Keep going.
I'm underneath it too.
I'm gonna go.
Hook. Yeah.
Oh, there's a tree.
We gotta wait. You wasted that snap. Do it again.
Isaiah, shut up.
Do now.
I'm trying to say thank you, Trey, for that
Dude.
beautiful halftime.
That was a good one.
It was
I
absolutely blessed.
like slapped my knee funny. Like that was so good.
Oh my gosh! Like, so I was doing an edit, right? So I was putting Trey's thing in, and I was just like, right when he sent it to me, I watched it for the first time. I was driving, almost crashed, legit, almost crashed my car and died
Why?
because I laughed so hard at it.
One that is coming up.
No, yeah, the one you guys just watched.
I laughed. So
Oh.
I laughed.
Oh, my.
Dude, I laughed so hard. Like comedians hire me to sit in the crowd, so it's never quiet. Because they're like, "Wow, that man can
A
absolutely
laugh track
rip out a
without
laugh.
cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, little known fact: the classic sitcom laugh track that we've all heard since like the 1980s. That is just Devin. It's just him.
It's just me compiled on top of me's.
Yeah, it's quite funny. All right. So Devin said he wanted to do the hot tamales, and so we went to the store just to get hot tamales. So Devin, you can hold that. And then while we were there, I also realized, well, they have peanuts and Coke, so we got salted peanuts and some Coca-Cola, and we're gonna try that too.
I will not be trying
Yeah.
that. You,
Whoa! Why?
Your idea, bro.
Yeah, if
What
you
is
have
wrong?
to you have to finish
do
this
first, because they're gonna
Two.
sit at
What's
the
wrong?
bottom anyway.
I bought it. I don't have to finish anything.
Well, they're gonna have to sit at the bottom anyway, so you're gonna have to
Oh, you're
sip the
right.
very end, and
I
they
can
don't
just
like
hold it
float.
until they just fall down.
Yeah, you can like block the pop with your lips and then try to get the peanuts.
Just
to
wait till I
slide
feel
in.
it, and there's like,
Yeah, you
you know what I mean?
All right.
Hungry
I'm gonna
hippo.
pass these out.
It's like when you're trying to eat an ice cube out of a glass by
I was
drinking as little water as
I was
possible.
gonna dispense.
Don't take them yet. We'll just do like 2 apiece.
Okay, that's fine. So we're supposed to
I can't
plug
see
our
how many I'm
nose
giving you.
and eat it. Should we do it one at a time so someone can talk?
Here, give me 2. Give
I
me
can't
2.
handle that. I can't handle the heat,
Dude,
bruh.
it's hot tamale. All right.
Yeah, all right.
We'll do it one at a time. I'll wait.
Yes, yeah.
So,
yes.
so
then so people can still be talking. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
What hot
Go ahead.
tamales? You don't think they're hot?
I did.
No, you gotta close your mouth. I thought that. Or your.
Oh, am I supposed to go
nose.
first? Okay.
Yeah, show them up your nose.
Yeah, yeah, it was you. You're the And like midway through chewing, then I would suggest you open it up, and then hopefully you feel the heat. Then.
All right.
Good solid seal, I think. Don't let any air sip through. It looks pretty good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nothing. And now give her a little rip. Okay, give her a rip.
There's that cinnamon. That is actually that is
It's a.
crazy.
It's a. I'm gonna go next. It's been a while.
Dude,
since
these
I've
taste
done
so
this.
good. Oh, I gotta be careful with the mic. Sorry.
Devin's shaking that leg like he's low-key scared.
But that's also just how hot tamales are normally, and it just like you get the
Just the
spice,
wave.
and then you release, and you get the cinnamon, and then oh my gosh,
Yeah, and
they're
actually,
so good.
Your mouth actually starts like that tingle
So-
burniness.
Did you taste the heat? Like when your nose
The
was
funny
closed?
thing is,
No heat. I tasted a little bit of cinnamon, but again, I think that's just because my
Yeah.
seal isn't
Seal's not
perfect.
perfect.
You get little sips of air that go through,
Yeah.
and that's why I think I get that little bit. Also, because I know
Like
so that
we were
probably
like
adds.
if we were like Voldemort, bro. No chance.
well, that's so, dude. It's so weird to me to think about it because that
You'd
was
have to go full.
that was interesting.
You'd have to go like this, just on top.
yeah. He's got his nose of a seal.
All right, Jacob's
But the
trying.
weird thing that I'm thinking about is, like, if I put something in my mouth, like if I just like, all right, here, I want to try it, but I'm gonna explain why I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna plug my nose, put it in my mouth, unplug it, and then chew. Because the weird thing is, like, if you smell something going in, then you taste it, then your brain like can like put the pieces of the puzzle together. You know what I mean? It's
They're
like
hot,
it's like
yeah.
both your eyes, right? You see like this much, and then this eye sees this much, and it like puts it together.
Yep.
So like if it smells it before you put it, it like just assumes like, all right, that's what it's gonna taste like. But if you don't smell it when it comes in, and then you unplug and then you can smell, are you gonna be able to taste it? Because that's weird, right? Because like when you plug it, it's clearly not working from the back, like from inside, because then you'd still be able to smell it because it's in your mouth. But if it's from the outside,
Here,
I don't know
clean
if I'm making
clean
sense
your,
at all.
Clean your palate first with
I
some
think
waters.
I think I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
When I had mine just then, I could like, and I really rubbed my tongue against the like, so I chewed it up, and held it between my tooth, right? And I rubbed my tongue against it, I could start to feel the tingling sensation when
I guess,
my
when you
my
really drill it in there.
nose
yeah.
was closed. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna plug my nose.
So you taste it.
Now replug.
Does it go away, or
Sides too.
is it still there?
It definitely goes away.
Oh, it stays.
That's cap, bro.
And I'm telling you, the first two that I had, I put it in my left side. When I put that other one in, and I had my nose plugged, I put it in the left side again. When I had my nose open, I switched sides, plugged my nose on the right side, and I can still taste it all.
That
Brain's
may,
a- the
that may
brain's a
be,
weird thing.
yeah, that may be
The brain's a
even
weird
more of a mental thing because you know you're
Yeah.
physically chewing it.
Yeah,
It's more
you know
than
you're
just
eating it,
memory. You literally
But, like-
feel the sensation and then you try to
But, like,
stop it. Your
at some
brain's
point, your
obviously gonna
memory has to
contend with it.
like, you have to get that memory from somewhere. So how did you first taste it? Oh, man, that is so confusing.
Well, it's the
I'll have to
first
look
time
it
you
up.
just tasted it. You didn't plug your nose. You know,
Oh yeah, I guess so.
like imagine eating something your whole life, but every time you ate it, you plugged your nose. So you actually had no idea what it tastes like.
Like the blueberry flavor. Or
Yes,
something
yeah.
that.
Like every time you ate anything blueberry, you plugged your nose, and then like for like your 20th birthday, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna taste it, and you finally tasted it, and your just mind is blown.
yeah.
That'd be
crazy.
funny.
And you feel like you either wasted part of your life or you blessed yourself.
I've not had Coca-Cola in a long time.
Coca-Cola in a long time.
Yeah. The other stuff is.
Why? What's wrong with the Coke? Not good, or
I don't know. It just hit me like a truck.
It usually hits me like a
And
truck.
it's not like I don't drink pop or anything like that. I just.
Yeah.
I guess I don't.
You gotta I probably drink more. Oh, one's already on the ground, and you can't touch it because we have to go with the
That's
tradition. Oh, they float.
oh, they
I
float.
thought I told y'all.
I just said that.
We got a floater.
Wait, they float, guys.
Hey, Regs, we got ourselves a floater, bruh.
This is actually very. Dude,
that's terrible.
please don't.
That's funny though.
Was that on the carpet?
No, it
isn't it?
wasn't.
So
Where did that land?
for those of you that are just listening,
All right,
we are
I'll say
dumping
that.
peanuts in the Coke. Isaiah is dumping peanuts in the Coke and he's gonna try it.
You gotta get them all in there, bro. You
No,
better
no,
get
no,
any.
no, no,
Is
no,
it-
no. You don't
they-
wanna ruin
Normally
it.
they put like a planter's small bag in. You see
blah,
those
blah,
ones
blah,
we were
blah.
looking at? Because that's a bigger bag. than
The
we're
ones I
supposed
have here.
to. What's?
I told you I had
thought that was
peanuts here, bro.
No, that was Chex Mix.
Isn't that a trail?
Oh,
Trail
yeah,
mix, that's
yeah.
what I meant,
But it is
trail mix.
planters.
Look at the way it's fizzing up. It looks
I
like
saw
a
that.
root beer float almost the way it's fizzing up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna taste it. Mix it up a little bit because they said,
Them floating
safe.
actually does make a lot of sense.
"Oh,
Yeah.
I might have made a mistake." All right.
Yeah, now it's
I'll
gonna be
look
all
at the photo.
flat, no carbonation.
But they said, well, they said it. This something about it makes it flat, anyways, after a while. Or maybe that's-
it's probably how Mentos work.
Yeah.
Because it's not like any chemical reaction that's happening in Mentos. It's all the surface that a Mento has when it slides to the pop.
Oh,
It
yeah,
makes
see,
the
it's
carbonation
fine.
release.
It's fine. See, because it's taking the carbonation out. And they said the salt like gets taken off the peanuts, but it gets into the Coke. Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Like there's not already enough sodium in there. Bussin'?
No, I'm gonna guess by that expression. It is not bussin'.
They're right. The salt is entirely off the peanuts, and it just tastes like
Chunky Coke,
like
kind
if
of.
you know what water chestnuts taste like. Jacob had that experience. With water
Yeah,
chestnuts.
water chestnuts, bro. Them things are whack.
They're wild.
They are.
Jacob had the
whack.
first experience with water chestnuts a few days ago.
They're
and
like a solid starch.
It is like biting into a slightly less potato,
Yeah.
like earthy, I guess. It doesn't taste as much like dirt because it's water, right?
But they're wrapped in bacon, so more
They
terrible.
don't come wrapped in bacon.
Oh, well, I had them wrapped in bacon. Specifically for me.
It's saying it, dude. Don't try this at home. It's saying
Low-key, I can...
it actually looks a little appetizing.
It doesn't look terrible.
Yeah.
It still looks
I could
weird,
see it
but
being,
it's still
I could
like
see it being good. Like for
I could
some
see it
reason in
being
my
a
mind.
thing.
Yeah.
Not good,
It's
but
a
like
southern
people
thing.
do it.
They do weird stuff down there.
But I could see it being like completely filled, like peanuts from here, like all the way to the bottom.
It's like
you
two,
shove that
that's
much
like
in.
2 sips of Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Quit sucking just the Coke. You got to eat the peanuts
Yeah, bro.
sometime. One. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they get
All right,
soggy?
fine. Throw some tamales in there, bro.
No.
Yeah, dude. Tamales and Coca-Cola will be way better. Just a little bit of cinnamon in there.
Oh,
You said it.
That's
Stop.
a lot. Of
You
sugar.
said it.
Put them in.
Stop.
Come on. These are
You
what are they
guys
called?
It's not mine, so
These
whatever.
are complementary flavors here, guys. Like a handful of hot tamales and peanuts would taste good.
You want some more, or
I don't know if they went to the
put
bottom.
4 in there.
They definitely went to the bottom.
Oh yeah, they're gonna sink.
Yeah. I can't.
That actually makes more sense because they're more dense than Coke.
Oh, they're there though. Did you get one?
No, but it's weird because I don't know if you guys can see it right now. I wish I could like zoom in and look, but I don't think it would. The hot tamales
God.
are creating
that
carbonation, and the peanuts are taking it away. So you just see a bunch of bubbles go up to the top, and then the peanuts are just like
Sucking them like just
they're just like
popping
a wall of
immediately.
yeah. I want to try to get one, but
Give me
When
the
I tip it,
floor
there's so many-
tamales. Not all the floors.
Give me a couple back.
Here, I'm gonna try to toss them in your mouth. Yeah. Oh, I need to be higher.
Too high.
all right. We need
I
to
got
quit
'em.
messing around. I'm knocking things down.
Did you just throw them back on the ground, dog?
Yes.
Why? Gobble them things down.
You know how many bugs have been on this floor?
Just
hey, low key, hey,
No,
low key,
We gotta pick those up. That'll get gross.
hot tamales and Coca-Cola is way better of a snack than Coca-Cola and peanuts. Way better. It's actually good.
dude, that shelf smells whack.
I could-
because my nose is right in the peanuts. But
I could see myself like maybe eating tamales and like drinking a Coke, but
Yeah,
not
I'm not-
together.
I'm not
Like
necessarily saying put it in because
yeah,
the
that's
coating's just going
weird.
to come off and they sink to the bottom. So to really get them, you have to tip the whole thing back and wait. And then when you have the Coke in your mouth and the hot tamale in your mouth at the same time, it still carbonates, and you have to swallow or open your mouth real quick. But it does taste good. I'm not going to drink any more of it though.
So is this
You
Yo,
learn-
who left these tamales on the floor just for anyone?
them?
yeah,
Are they
bro.
for the free?
for the free?
Yes, or for the bugs?
Oh,
Excuse you.
come on,
That was
Arnold.
basically like our segment of like MythBusters. We just
Yeah.
tried so much.
That
different
was
stuff.
fun. We should do that more often. Just like random stuff. All right. Do we have anything else we were talking about? Probably.
What? I don't want them.
Nah, might be worth it. No, give me them all, bro.
Do all of them and
You're going to throw them somewhere and I'm going to get upset.
Yeah, down the hatch. That's where I'm putting them.
Down the hatch.
nose it.
Why'd you nose it?
Come on, because it's cool. It's fun.
All right. Oh, yeah. Do we want to talk about the catacombs?
Yeah,
Or do
yeah,
we just
yeah.
wanna- We can. I'm going to have to whip my phone out, but
Catacombs are kind of cool, bro.
cool catacombs. So, Jacob's
burning?
incapacitated for a little bit.
Fighting demons right now.
But no, before the pod, we're like, I've nothing to bring to the table. Or, you know, we just Devin and I at least were trying to think of something to do. And I don't know, the catacombs. I always thought the catacombs was like a big thing. The catacombs under Paris were a big thing. Like everyone knew about it. But it's not necessarily the case. I just saw a bunch of like ghost hunters or ghost adventures, or like movies based off the catacombs and whatever. I guess I don't know, I just always thought.
So I know about catacombs. So if you don't know what a catacomb is, I guess in general, it's basically just a large, what do you call it, like a burial ground underground. Like it's like a
Yeah.
kind of like a museum
Well, I
underground, but
think-
of just dead people.
Aren't catacombs themselves just an underground network?
Yeah, and then
Or does it have to be specifically burial?
I think it has to be burial underground.
It sounds like it.
'Cause-
Like
and then cardinal houses are like that. The houses above ground, but are still like houses with like a dead body inside. You know, like if you
I
see
thought
like
that
a,
was never mind.
I think they're called cardinal houses. We looked them up one time. They might have multiple names, but
Ooh, this kills me. I know for
we had the same conversation at work because we were playing Pokemon Go in a graveyard because for some reason graveyards are absolutely loaded. So we were sitting
ghost
there
Pokemon.
and we saw like one of those buildings, and like I think me and Tyson were debating what they were called or whatever. We looked it up. It was both. It was cardinal houses.
a mausoleum.
It's
Yeah, it's the
yes,
same deal, right?
It's the same thing.
It's like big cement. I don't want to call them sheds. That's kind of disrespectful, but the size of a shed.
Yeah, and then someone's just
Or like
buried
you'll have like a
inside.
whole family there. Like there's like royal mausoleums and
yes.
stuff.
But back to what I was saying. So I know about catacombs because of the game Skyrim. Where if you don't know about Skyrim,
Oh yeah.
the
I feel bad for you if you don't know about Skyrim.
it's
I really
the
do.
greatest game of all time. It is by far my favorite game.
I can't wait till we're
Pretty
52.
close. It's up there.
And
It's not the greatest game of all time, though.
What do you
That's-
mean, like money wise? Like
tag.
that is selling.
No, I just mean in general. There's a better game than
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
Skyrim is.
Skyrim is crazy. It's part of the Elder Scrolls series,
Yeah.
and it's the fifth game in the series.
Well, no, it's Elder Scrolls is Skyrim is the series, and then
No.
Elder Scrolls is
No,
no
because
Am I
Skyrim is a
flipping them?
country within the
Yeah.
within the continent that makes up the
Okay.
place. So it's Elder Scrolls, and then it's Elder
What's it
Scrolls
called?
5 Skyrim.
I know. I used to know what the whole country was called.
Tamriel.
Tamriel. That's what it is.
I
yeah.
got you. You got Skyrim in the north. You got Morrowind next to it. You
Yeah.
got High Rock. You have Hammerfell. You have Cyrodiil. You have the Somerset Isles. You have
It's impressive.
Elsewhere, which is spelled different, and you have Atmora, the continent above. That's mysterious. You have a bunch of different races. I've actually gone down because this is one of those games where the lore is so deep. After it's because it's a whole series, and they've had since when they released the first one was like early 2000s. It seems like it was before that, like 1990.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I forget who the guy who made it was. It might come back to me at some point, but the lore is so deep, like so deep.
It's
like,
so cool.
like
too. Like all these places. Like
hundreds
listen to
of
those
hours.
names. Like those just like
yeah.
give me like.
oh,
chills
and there's
'cause
cities
they're
in.
so
I
sweet.
could name half the cities in the whole continent.
Yeah.
too.
This is so odd because I feel like I'm a pretty worldly, like knowledgeable guy. No idea what Skyrim is.
Really, it is a.
Where is
blast.
it?
I don't even know what it looks
Where,
like.
What do you mean? Where
Is it? It's fake, isn't it? Or is it an actual place?
Skyrim?
Yeah.
No,
Like Tamriel.
It is fake. It's a
I
fake
thought so.
continent.
Okay. I just
And they
make
have
sure.
like different planes of existence, right? You have Oblivion. You have
What's that? What's the premise of the game?
it's
Well, it kind of depends.
it's yeah. So
each game is different.
it's a
it's an RPG.
yes, it's a role playing game. It's first person. It's fantasy,
Story.
and it's swords and bows and sneaking.
It's like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but in magic
Type of
it's
game
not
style.
sneaking based. It's just it has different builds. I want to say builds, but I'm trying to think of a different like archetypes that you could be as a character.
That makes
You can
sense.
just like throughout your adventure, you can like gear towards one, and the more you like use a sword and shield, the better you get, and you can use like certain abilities. You know, the more you advance in that route, or you could do archery, or you could sneak with like a dagger.
There's like skill trees.
And you could do like, and there's like alchemy, like potions, and there's like blacksmithing. You get really good at that, make crazy powerful stuff. But yeah, it's like fantasy, so like kings and empires and like
It's a
magical, like
cool
mages.
time. Yeah.
And
I
like
might
there's like
go watch a playthrough of it.
there's
Bro,
like
you got to just play it.
um,
I have it. I'll give
you
you,
have the
a
DVD?
PS.
Or you have the
no, I have
CD
the
or the-
game on PS3. I'll just give it to you. You
I have
play.
a PS3.
I will give you the game,
Yeah.
and you need to play
Bet.
through the whole thing.
the
it
playthrough.
will change your life.
I have done. I need to get back into it almost 100%. Like, I finished the whole story, but there's like so many hours of random side quests that you can do. It is all so fun. The world, it's an open world. You can do anything you want. My favorite thing to do is start the game, and then as soon as like the first like main quest begins, just don't even touch it until you complete everything else. Like, there's a side quest in it. Spoiler alert! Side quest in it. It's like a civil war in that country. I like to do that thing first, and then just like do a bunch of other side quests, get super buff, like beefy of a character, and then do the main quest and just fly through it in like an hour's time.
See, I do the exact opposite. Because usually, as you're supposed to go through the game, you do the main quest, then you hop off and do some side quests.
yeah.
But the first time I played it, I
did the
didn't.
main
I
quest
did the main
first?
quest the whole way through.
Yeah.
I completed the game when I was like level 12, which like you're probably supposed to like level 20. You're supposed to complete the
level
game.
40, you complete the game.
Yeah.
No, level 20, and then level 40, I think you can beat like the secret, actual like mega, like super powerful like boss. You can beat that one.
Something
It's like a
that.
secret.
But I grinded it through, didn't do a single thing because it was super hard when I was trying to finish
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
final
yeah.
last couple of bosses.
So underleveled.
well, there's dragons too. That's a big part of this one, which is
Yeah, it's all
crazy.
about dragons. Like I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but it's so cool. Oh, you just gotta.
There
play
are
it.
so many characters. The one thing I have is I wish they like populated the game more, because it always feels like the world is big, but the cities always seem so kind of, aside from the structures, it kind of seemed underwhelming because there's just not that many people. Like I can almost name all the people in the game except for like the random unnamed NPCs.
I could name a lot of the cities which have just cool
I
names.
can
in
name all of
general.
them. I can name the factions they
in
belong
Skyrim?
to. I bet I could. You want me to? I mean, it'd be kind of boring, I guess.
I'd be so impressed if you could name them all.
I'll do
I
the
guess
big
start
cities.
rattling them off, and I'll see if I can
All right.
think of any.
The first one you visit, the first big actual city you visit. There's towns too, but the city you visit, Whiterun.
That's correct.
Solitude is the
Yep.
capital. You have the other capital of like the opposing faction in the Civil War, which is Windhelm.
Yep.
You have in the north where there's like a mages college is I just had it in my head.
Come on, this one's easy.
Winterhold.
Yep.
You have Dawnstar
Yep.
next to that, still to the north.
I'm impressed.
Then
This
you
is cool.
have
I got one. You.
I think
forget.
this might be a city, but it was destroyed in the very beginning. You have Helgen.
I think it was one of those smaller, like.
Was it a smaller one?
Riverwood
That's a town.
type- the
Riverwood
towns,
is the
yeah.
first town you go to after that one that's destroyed.
Yes.
You have Falkreath. You have Riften, which is like the thieves kind of like sneaky area. And I think there's one more. Right? No, there's two more. You have Markarth,
yep,
which
yep.
is an easily forgettable one.
Yeah, that's what I was
And the
thinking
swamp.
when
Yeah,
I said
it's so
earlier.
easy.
Like
I never go there. There's
yes,
one mission.
there's-
That's it.
Yes, I was there thinking like when I said earlier,
Actually-
the one he may forget. I was thinking
So
Markarth.
I wish I could give you this one, but we bought it online. Like we don't have a copy, but we have the latest edition that came out. Because a popular thing about Elder Scrolls is that they take so long in between games, but it's because they're so big.
Yeah.
They're working on the 6th one, which is going to be in High Rock or Hammerfell. I think Hammerfell on the continent. But it's such a big game, it takes forever to come out, which sucks. But anyways, they keep everybody satisfied while we're waiting for the next one. They keep releasing like special edition, anniversary edition, stuff like that.
VR. They have VR.
We got anniversary edition recently, and it has like so many more things. Like things that were mods before are in the game, and there is one thing in Markarth that is the best ever, and it's right outside of it is a new like mage tower that you can claim as a home, and it is awesome. It is awesome. The last game I played through, I was a big mage, and they have new spells and all that fun stuff, and it was like a cool mage tower. But anyways, there's one more, and I'm trying to think of what it's called, and it's the one that dwarves built. Did I list that one yet, or did I? No, Markarth. No. Yeah, Markarth, and then what's the one in the swamp? Did I say already?
Riften is like the swampy area.
No, there's one more. Oh man, this sucks. Markarth, I was wrong. That was in the mountains.
You said Falkreath, right?
Falkreath is the forest one to the south.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Spring Sarth.
stop!
It just sounds like it could have been one.
Stop. That's probably one. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, this is
I'll look-
weird.
I'm gonna look
Dude,
at
it
the
is
map.
so cool. Like
So is the one you have like the first edition one, like the first
just
introduction of them all?
Skyrim,
Skyrim's
Elder
like-
Scrolls.
Yeah.
Skyrim 5th. Yeah.
You don't need the other stuff to get the full thing.
No,
though, I
not at
promise
all.
you.
Skyrim, Elder Scrolls.
Well, I'm just
5,
trying to
you
think.
Oh no,
got-
I said Morthal.
I probably even if you had the physical copy of the one you were talking about,
You just
I
played the
probably
base
couldn't
one?
play it on my PS3.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I only got that PS3.
I got the game. It'll play. It'll change your life.
That's
It'll
nice.
become like.
Hey!
You know when they say sometimes like the one type of thing that you make your whole personality about.
Yeah.
That
It'll
was
be this
definitely
game
it.
for a while.
That was definitely it. Yeah.
Especially I have like a ton of free time coming up on my hands.
Dude,
Yeah.
you're gonna love it.
And to be honest, like it's not like a big
think.
waste kind of game. Like I feel like
No, because you.
as dumb as it sounds, like I feel like I actually got smarter playing it.
Yeah.
Like problem solving, like just like connecting worlds,
Yeah.
connecting maps.
Well, it's
and,
like
just
MCG.
memorizing and
Yeah.
yeah, it really is such a fun thing, and I think it had like a pretty
Dude,
positive.
I know
net
I know
overall.
dragon words, bro. I can speak dragon.
Yeah, that is true.
I know. Let me think of a
Foos.
couple.
Don't go telling too many people that,
force.
Devin.
Foos is force.
Oh,
Force.
come on. Dova.
Good job.
Dova is
Dragon. No,
Hello?
that's Dova's dragon.
Dova is dragon, and then Dovahkiin is
Soul.
dragonborn.
Well, but it is born. Yeah.
Dragonborn. And like those things are like they just sound cool.
Mhm.
Like you just sit there and
Yeah.
say Dova or Dovahkiin,
Yeah.
dragon and dragonborn.
It is pretty awesome.
Because your main characters are dragonborn, which
Yeah.
you'll
Those
learn it more as you
Indonesian-based
play.
languages do flow. They're
It's
like
just
really
nice.
harsh, but they're not
Oh,
actually
yeah,
Germanic.
Yeah, and you can like read it too. Like there's like ways to, like translate like what you see.
You
and,
have
like,
the subtitles.
it's
on,
pretty
it's all
cool.
good.
But no, yeah, for sure, it is a great.
I just
game.
recently played through. It's funny we're talking about this. It was actually like a couple months ago, but I had some free time and I'm like,
here.
yo, let me whip out the PS3 because I was in a Skyrim mood. Whipped out the PS3, hooked it up in my room, plugged in Skyrim, restarted a new character,
It's
played
great,
the
dude.
whole thing.
I'm so excited for 6 because the game was released I think in like 2009 or 2011.
It was a while ago.
I think 2011 because it just turned 10 for anniversary edition.
I feel like it's longer than that, but
Maybe it turned 50. Anyways, it's still great, and just like the gameplay itself, like they did so well that I can get over the graphics and like some like the bugs, like AI bugs. But I can't wait for 6 because all that stuff is going to be like So
Well-
new games sometimes have like stuff that like bug. That's why I never get the disc version. I get the other version that they can update faster.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like last time I played through, I'm like, this is probably the last time until Elder Scrolls 6 because there's so many other games and there's so many other things that are just like feel more up to date and it's got
lot
that
of
like
time,
new
too,
vibe and yeah. And I've already put so many like hundreds of hours into it and so
But-
I'm just waiting for the next
Yeah,
one.
there was actually some big controversy around it because Bethesda is the one who makes it, and they also make Fallout.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
this was after they created Fallout 4. I think the Skyrim Elder Scrolls was created
Fallout's
first.
another game I need to play.
And then Fallout was created by the same people, and then everyone expected Skyrim. And you have way more Skyrim lovers than Fallout's, and
for
Skyrim's
sure.
a lot bigger.
For sure.
And then they released that they were coming out with Fallout 76. People were livid. Then Fallout 76 comes out. It is terrible.
Yeah.
People get even more mad. And now I think like they're working on Skyrim 6. Like,
Like,
we
finally.
messed up like a couple times.
One
We
cute
got
thing
it.
about the new Skyrim, there was an old lady, like a sweet old lady, that loved Skyrim and loved like all the Elder Scrolls games since like they came out. She played them all. Like she was like a mom and she like got it for her son, and then she like started watching and then she started playing it, and she just grew as time goes on, and she was waiting until a few years ago. She was waiting for Skyrim 6 to come out, and then sadly she passed away. But it is confirmed that in Elder Scrolls 6 they gave her a cameo
Nice.
and they like named an old lady and
She'll
she's
be a
like
character.
yeah, she'll be a character in the game, which I'm looking forward to. That's really cool. But yeah, if also this one's much older, but I have Skyrim 5, which is Oblivion, and it's based in a different country. It's based in Cyrodiil, but I played through that once after hours and hours of Skyrim, and it kind of sucks to like drop in like graphics and like AI, but I'd say it's just as fun, and it actually has a more open world in it, which surprised me. But it's really cool. So if you want that one too, that's for PS3.
Yeah. I guess this all spurred from me talking about Skyrim because that's how I know
Oh, the
freaking
catacombs. Oh, my bad.
But I was just gonna say before we go back to the catacombs, like there was one of the coolest parts and like why I started getting in when you talk about all the lore is in the Skyrim there's a mission. I don't think it's part of the main quest. I think it's after. It's just after where you assassinate the Empire of Tamriel,
Oh,
the emperor,
the emperor.
of all of Tamriel, and that's what I did. Like Skyrim, like what's big? I thought Skyrim was like their whole world. And I looked up and like no, Skyrim is a little fraction of all of
Yeah.
Tamriel, and you are the guy that assassinates
Wow.
the most important person in basically
Yeah.
the entire world, and it was cool.
Yeah.
I guess I kind of spoiled that, but it'll have fun.
Well, that's a side quest thing. I actually played that once, and then I hated that quest line. I don't like that specific one, so I just never play it again.
It's
I'm
so
always a
weird
good
'cause
guy.
I
I'm
know
always a good
so
guy.
little
Yeah,
about
I
it.
know.
Like it's almost like you can't spoil it.
Yeah.
True. It is a vast. It's almost intimidating.
It's like if you never heard of Marvel and someone
Yeah.
tries to spoil Endgame,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
like, I have no idea what you're talking
Like
about.
as you go on and you play the game, you'll learn how
Mhm.
big like Skyrim is, and you're like, whoa, Skyrim is this big, and there's this many different armies
Yeah.
inside Skyrim, and Skyrim's only a little part of this whole thing, and then you like it'll be more important
Yeah.
to you, and it'll do more. But,
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it is crazy.
That'd be
And
lit.
like I said, like there's like lore, like the book situation in Skyrim is wild because there's so first of all in Skyrim you can just pick up anything you run
Yes,
across.
that
and, like,
is
you can
the
just have it in
insane
your
part.
inventory and like I didn't know I
Like-
could use it for this. There's like
everything.
like hundreds of ingredients that you can use for potions or like you can like literally just like go off and like I kind of want deer, so you like go off. There's like random animals you could like hunt deer or like a rabbit or something, collect its meat and like cook it up, make a food or like a recipe, which I never did ever, but
No, I've never did
make
much of that.
potions and stuff like that and like collect leather and all this stuff.
Like-
But on top of that, like you can just like pick up a fork
Yeah,
and just like attack people with it.
forks, plates. You can pick up random brooms, buckets,
And there's-
in the middle of nowhere.
with
It's
a-
just a bucket.
the
you pick
funniest
up.
thing
That's
to
kind of like
do-
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's
really
exactly
open.
yeah, it's
I
that
saw
kind of
someone
open
like
world.
drag someone over, tied them to a horse, and then like rode the horse with their body flailing around. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wow.
But
Why
like
can you do that?
yeah,
I
in-
did start
in-
this like a minute or two late.
Okay,
so.
we'll wrap. Like in Skyrim, like you can like hold a button, like pick it up and like look around and like it'll float in front of you, like you actually
Yeah.
holding it, like interacting. The funniest thing to do is take a, and I don't want, you shouldn't do this, but the funniest thing to do is when you're trying to like, you can steal items, and you can get away with it if no one catches you. And so the funniest thing to do is you pick up a bucket, and because the bucket's like physics actually has like a hole and like walls and everything, you can pick it up, rotate it upside down, put it on a merchant's head, and then steal all their stuff. And because they can't see you do it, you don't get in trouble. pretty fun.
I'm gonna farm.
Oh,
that.
you can. There's so many ways to exploit the game, but definitely the first time you do it all 100%.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
after
play
that,
shit.
it's fun to exploit and just like I kind
like
of just want to get
one
to this
way
point.
is you sell your stuff to a merchant, and then you go behind them in their chest where your stuff is, and you take your stuff
You
back.
can just rob them.
Yeah. Like, yeah, here, I'll sell this for 100 gold. You take your 100 gold, you run back, and you grab your thing.
Or you'll buy material from a blacksmith, like material to like craft stuff, and then you have like a higher level blacksmithing skill than they have. You'll buy their stuff, go to their forge, craft stuff, and then sell it back to them for a higher cost than like you
yeah.
bought all the materials for.
Yeah.
No, it is so fun.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. There's so many like functions of the game.
Yeah. Play Skyrim if you haven't.
Absolutely.
There's a whole bunch of catacombs in Skyrim. That's a huge thing in the game, so that's where I came up with it. But that'll wrap up this episode. Camera just cut out. I was just about to end it, so we're all good. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you follow the socials. We should have said it at the beginning, but
Yeah.
subscribe,
shucks.
comment, like. TikTok is Speaking Sporadically. Instagram is Speaking_Sporadically. Isaiah's been working really hard. We got a lot of good content and hilarious stuff going up on that. Like all that up, comment it. We'll
For
see
sure.
it and we'll reply. So hit all the buttons you can. Basically, share it to your friends, and we'll see you guys next week, same time.
Peace.